we wound up in China together at the Great Wall, and he just took it off his wrist and gave it to me. And it was in that moment that I really understood generosity. Hey guys, how are you doing? Today is, as you guessed it, it is the Utah Business Spotlight. I am here today with my friend Leo from Official Time Watch. Did I get that one right, Leo?
Yeah, you did.
Awesome, baby. I need you to do two things, man. I need you to like. I need you to subscribe. More important than that, I need you to comment. I need you to share. I need you to help Leo tell his story. I'm going to tell you quickly how I stumbled upon him. I was looking for a place to get my watch fixed for the last 4 years here in Utah. And I'm used to living in Las Vegas or New York City where there's nothing but watch stores. And I got out here and I felt like I was literally in the watch desert. And then I stumbled upon Official Time. And man, Leo, jewelry, exquisite, watches, the best collection, all kinds, everything from ridiculously affordable, gorgeous Swiss watches, all the way up to, Grail watches, Audemars. And I was just like, wow, this is just incredible. And it's nerve-wracking to bring your wife because your stuff is so exquisite, so beautiful. So tell me quickly a little about where people can find you. Let's just
Sure.
How do I find you?
Okay, so first of all, thank you, Peter, for having me over here. So we are located in Sandy, 9035 South and 700 East.
The coolest jewelry store in Utah is located in Sandy. That's amazing to me. And it's really, really cool. It's this beautiful, gorgeous standalone building.
That's correct.
Yeah, I love that. So you're in Sandy.
So we're in Sandy, yeah. So we've been in the industry for 3 generations.
Three generations?
3 generations, yeah.
Wow, I love that.
We're very proud on what we do. But as far as where, people can find us, it's online at officialtimewatch.com, or basically if you Google, where to service my Rolex, where should I buy my Rolex, or custom-made jewelry, we always going to be,
Your custom-made jewelry is off the charts. Mm-hmm. Your Rolex selection is perfect. I mean, you have always about 15 to 20 beautiful pieces, Grail pieces, gorgeous. I love your taste in watches. You always have some of my favorites, so it's very difficult. Today I have on my wristwatch check. I have my Omega, in rose gold and stainless, which I think is pretty, but it's not as pretty as some of your Rolexes, I have to say.
We try to be as unique, and we try to have the watches that are most desirable and in demand, and they're very, very hard to get. So we pride on having it in the store. And also we have vintage timepieces that are basically one of a kind. And
I saw one of your Tudors, which is incredible and stainless with a little touch of orange. And it's a really beautiful, beautiful antique piece.
That Tudor chronograph is one of a kind. Now we got a Submariner, which is called the James Bond. It's a 1957 amazing timepiece. I saw it twice.
What I loved about it is you have it displayed with a leather strap.
Right.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's casually sitting in the corner off to its own like Bond would, just waiting to be seen without shouting that he's there. Very, very cool. But the James Bond is much, much better in Rolex than it is Omega. So if you have time, you need to check that one out. I know you have one that we're going to talk about later that you brought with us to see. I love to see watches. Oh, they're so much fun.
Cool.
Tell me about right now. What do you think is the biggest challenge that people should know about that you solve in your business? I can tell you from a marketing standpoint, people don't know about your company, but they mostly don't know about watches, where to find them, where to get them. Should I invest? Should I not invest? Is it an investment? Is it something that I should hold? Is it something that's going to go up in value? Is it going to go down in value? So tell me something that the world needs to know about a problem that you specifically solve, not that's general to the industry.
Well, that's a great question. So let me go a little bit on watches and watchmaking, okay? There is a large misconception as far as the watchmaking and watches. And nowadays, pretty much everybody says, well, why do I need a watch when I have a cell phone?
Yeah.
I said, I pull my cell phone and that's when I check the time. So there is not need of a watch. So watchmaking is a dying art. And I usually try to correct people when they have that opinion. And the reason why is because watches and watchmaking, they had been over 600 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something, if it survives 600 years, I guarantee you that it will never die.
So the cool thing that you're sharing in a roundabout way is that you are watchmakers.
We're
That
watchmakers.
and you can repair anything from a Rolex up or a Rolex down. And this is how I stumbled. So right now, Leo has one of my Panerais and two of my other watches. One of them is not a very expensive watch, but it is Swiss, it is mechanical, but it means so much to me that I know getting it fixed is not a worthwhile endeavor for the investment, but the moment is priceless, because if there's no one who can fix it, it forces you to throw the moment away. And I don't like that. I like to hold on to that moment. That moment is an official time in my book.
That's 100%. You're totally correct. There is people that obviously you might have a luxury brand into it, but the stories behind the experience that people had through their lifetime, along with their timepieces, it's something that it becomes priceless.
Yes.
And that's
so.
where
Do
we
you
come.
market it that way? Do you market it as like when we were talking outside? We shared legacy. So from my watch collection, my personal collection, I'm dwindling it down from hundreds to a few, and I've done very, very well. But I'm looking at making sure that each of my children get 3 to 4 timepieces that they can pass on to their children's children. Because I think that we're holding these moments, but they're short, and I think that I look at watches as legacy pieces of incredible value, regardless of the price point, because the kind that we collect, we don't want to sell. I don't care what it's worth. You can't recreate that moment I was in Italy or Spain or in the desert that I acquired this piece of time.
Yeah, that's totally right. Overall, you have in a timepiece, so you have the experience, you have the legacy, then you just gonna pass it along just to a family member, but also they do have a store value in some brands, and most of the brands and the luxury ones. So there are basically 3 important keys that you have in a watch. So that being said, as far as the industry being dying as an dying art, it's totally a misconception.
Yeah.
And if it survive, which I don't say survive, but if it has been for over 600 years, technology will come and go, but things like that, they will remain forever.
And the art gets deeper and deeper and deeper when you look at Richard Mille or some Vacheron. Vacheron's probably my favorite manufacturer or artist. It would be a better, I just love the way they put it together. It's timeless, and it's just beautiful pieces. Of course, I love Rolexes and have several, and I look at different brands. They make a statement, and it's interesting when the designer, right? When you look at the designer and you're like, oh man, he designed for them, but then he went to Audemars, and then I say, but oh, look at this, Zenith looks very similar to Daytona.
Yeah.
Why, right?
Yeah.
And you start to see the integrations and this beautiful provenance of history unfolding. It's just very cool. And the way they're named, whether it's the Steve McQueen or the Paul Newman Daytona or the Buckley dial,
or
it's
Clint
very cool
Eastwood.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love it. So, who's your best client? Like, who should be looking for you right now? Who's your favorite people to work with? Not the pain in the necks like me.
No,
because I ask a lot of
amazing,
questions.
Peter. No, this is amazing, and this is what we love. We love to interact because it's a passion for us. So anybody who has interest on timepieces, even if they don't need to buy from us or anything that, as far as people that we get tons of customers, they're calling and then they have questions. And then I think anybody who is interested in watches, in watchmaking. So
that's your favorite clients is the collectors, the connoisseurs, even the casual person who might have one or two watches.
Right.
Let me ask you a question on that.
Yeah.
I hear so many things. I like to keep my things perfect. I have OCD. I think that's what it's called, right? So I like, I take my watches to you. I'm like, can you get that scratch out? And some people say, well, Peter Anthony, it's a 35, 40-year-old watch. You want to keep the scratches in. No. I want the scratches out. Where do you stand on getting your watches fixed, serviced, and is it okay to repolish the watch?
Yeah, that's a great question. So on a vintage timepiece, I will say I will never polish any collectible vintage timepiece because it's like a vintage car. You don't want to have it repainted. You can service them internally, but polishing the exterior, it will depreciate the value of the watch.
So now define vintage.
Vintage is something that it turns, Rolex discontinuous, and then it becomes highly collectible. So anything that becomes highly collectible and it gets into a certain age, let's just say something like, I will say late 70s to early 70s and older, those are considered vintage.
Got it. So if I have a 1990s Rolex Submariner, it's okay to get that polished.
Those are called neo-vintage at the moment, and they will not depreciate in value.
Okay, so if I wanted to make it restored and look and feel new, that's okay if it's in the 90s or 2000s.
That's okay. Now, there is another flip side of this question. You need to know how to polish, because polishing is another highly skill that a watchmaker needs to have.
Oh, yeah.
So watchmakers, they have basically a full watchmaker is extremely hard to find and very rare. Having a watchmaker that polish the case, and we're talking about lapping cases and so forth, keeping the perfect angle, perfect shapes.
Well, those we call it the corners, right?
Corner,
we want the sharpness to remain.
Right.
We don't want to round off the corner because then it's a different watch.
Right.
Yeah, and we noticed that.
And those skills, there is not too many people they can do that. So you need to have the equipment, you need to have the skills, and
anybody can put it on a buffing wheel.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that you
don't buff your watches.
Do not. It needs to be an expert. They need to have the equipment, and there are things, and also the technician or watchmaker needs to say, I can do this. I don't want to do this because it will harm your timepiece. So a watchmaker always needs to know the limits, where to say, yeah, I can make it right, or, well, probably this is not going to be for the best of the watch or the timepiece. We'd rather leave it like that.
Yeah.
So
you have some amazing, amazing timepieces that are just pristine. You have a Panerai sub that is in rose gold, just gorgeous with a Kevlar strap. It's sitting there. It's in the high teens, which is a ridiculous value. And it's calling my name, Peter Anthony, Peter Anthony. But it's calling your name too. So you've got to go see it. Or you had that beautiful Audemars Royal Oak in gold with the white insets on the chrono. Oh,
Well, I need to bring you bad news. We already sold it yesterday.
The Audemars?
Yeah, the Aldemar's Big A. Yeah.
Oh,
So, but
I had it on yesterday.
We'll bring more.
Oh
We'll
no!
bring more.
I bet I know who bought it because the guy was watching me put it on, and he's staring at me, wondering. Good for you. That's a great one. It was a great value, great deal. That was an incredible deal.
Yeah, that was.
So whoever scored that was they have a monster Grail timepiece on their hands. That's awesome. So share with me. So your best client is the enthusiast.
Enthusiast, everybody's a good. I mean, all our clients are amazing.
Terrible marketing strategy.
Okay,
you have to choose one. Who's the person? Like, I'm probably a terrible client because I just want to talk about watches and then I collect them, but I have a lot of them.
So I think the more education that we give to clients, and I have very savvy customers, and they know from A to Z. Obviously, the collector, the ones that are enthusiasts on timepieces, it's we speak the same language.
Yes,
and that's amazing.
And now I want to make sure that people understand that you also are. What I loved is, I saw you had Mont Blanc, you have Cartiers, you have Concord, which I'm really in love with the Concord that you have. You have this very particular one, but you have Frederic Constantin. You have some really incredible pieces that are not an incredible amount of money, and they can be had rather reasonably, and then they go all the way up. So if you're looking to get into the Swiss watch ideal with these fantastic Swiss brands, you can find always really cool things in your store.
That's correct, Peter. Having a timepiece, it's not like you need to invest hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars. There is a beautiful timepiece for everybody and for every budget. So there's a lot of Swiss brands, and they don't cost that much, and you can start from maybe $800 to $1,000, $1,100 up to the sky's the limit. Whoever is passionate about watches. I learned through the years that I have friends that are collectors and have over 300 pieces, and they can have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth in one piece, or they can have a watch and it's worth $600. The beauty is on the details. The beauty is on what you can see in a watch or in a timepiece. Sure. And it doesn't matter the budget. So
like
it's
my
for everybody.
Xeno timepiece that's in your place now. It's a Xeno Pilot. I love it because it was a gift from a very, very special friend who I never get to see, who's in Hong Kong, and we shared a special moment in the Sahara Desert. And then we wound up in China together at the Great Wall, and he just took it off his wrist and gave it to me. And it was in that moment that I really understood generosity, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. So that piece is special to me, but it's high value to me. But it's not but it can be had. Anybody can buy a piece like that for $1,000, and it's still cool.
Yeah.
Still cool. I love it.
It's a priceless story. And that's when, and again, through all these many years, a brand can be something that it's a high value. But for us, what I value the most is the story behind that watch or that timepiece. Then it becomes more valuable because you know why? A timepiece can be replaced, but the moment that story, it can't.
You know what I'm going to suggest to the young people who are watching this and to people who are looking, maybe their kids, two things. One is, and this is a marketing, may I give you some marketing advice?
Yeah.
This is cool. So I love that. If I owned a store like yours, I'm going to talk about my personal one-on-one connection to the family, because I'm not setting you up, I'm setting your family up. I'm your family jeweler versus a place to buy jewelry. I think that's very important because now you're integrating into the group. That's the first thing. The second piece that in the marketing, it's like we know that Christmas is the time of year, and it's coming, where people start to get engaged, right? So here's what I would look at. I would rather buy if I'm a lady and I'm getting married, a great gift to your husband is a watch. A great thing for your husband to do is to start his relationship with a family jeweler where he can grow your family's assets through having these fantastic relationships with somebody so specialized and competent. So I would look at that and I would say, really, this is where you need to be, because I'm grateful that you are now our family jeweler. And I think it's important because my children's legacies are now in your hands. How we take the jewels, and like we were saying on the crown jewels, each jewel has a moment. Each jewel in our family has a moment, and we can tell those stories and pass them on.
Absolutely, and thank you. And you're totally right. And also, I have customers, the watch guys, enthusiasts, purchase a watch and they said, now, Leo, I need to buy something for my wife. I need to get her a ring. I need to get her a necklace, or I need just to get her jewelry. So that way I can feel a little bit better. Sometimes, it can be buying watches, the guilty purchase or the impulsive buying. Yes. So it just kind of justifies it a little bit. So yeah, that's why we have both. We have jewelry and timepieces.
Yeah, and the pieces that you make in jewelry, you have such incredible jewel pendants that I just they're exquisite and they're beautiful and they're well. And you worked on a ring for my family, and you make each piece unique and you just enhance it the slightest bit. To have that type of trust and to get the feedback where it's never for you, it's never about the money, it's about what's right for the piece and for the family. And I love that, because I was looking and I was saying, oh, can we do? And you said, no, Peter, put your wallet away. That would be too much. You just want this piece. It'll look fantastic. It won't be very much. And I was like so grateful, and it looks fantastic, exactly as you said it would.
Yeah, that's a beauty on jewelry. So you just want to make something, you want to design something, then nobody has it. I mean, in every artist or every jeweler designer, they have their own touch. So that's what it makes it beautiful whenever you're custom making something. So you're not going to find it anywhere else. So that's...
and I love that. But I also think that it's important, whatever your business is, to have that personal one-on-one relationship, because people want to recommend your business. It's not just about showing off the watch. I can tell you about this watch, and it's a beautiful Omega, and it's in rose gold, and it's just gorgeous, and it has a fantastic face. But to be honest with you, I don't remember where I got it. It wasn't, but I'd love to say, like, I love to say the things that you're getting me. Like, I have my eye on some watches, but when someone tells me, then I can enhance the story through the relationship of acquisition. These are what makes our business community strong. If you're sharing stories within your business, that's why I think it's so important to do business in the community. These guys are in Sandy, Utah. They have the most exquisite shop with and I love that the back of your location is 4 full-time people working on product, and you ship everywhere. So if anybody's seeing this and they want an incredible value, and you never price gouge. I looked at pieces that I know you could get more money for, and I was like, this is only this, and you were like, yes, let's look at one. Okay, cool. So here we go. This is what we're looking at. And I want you to share it with us.
What we brought over here is a Rolex GMT Master. It's just the most notorious. I mean, it's pretty popular. It's the Batman.
I really like that. Mm-hmm. And I like that it's on the Oyster, not the Jubilee. I must try this on.
Yeah, try it on, Peter.
Wow.
It's a beauty. I mean, it's just the color, the blue color on the bezel, blue and black. That blue, 24-hour hand, it's just something that is...
Oh, the weight. This is like, you can't even make this up. When you're picking up a Rolex, there's just nothing like it. And I have some, and this is gorgeous.
I'll say pretty much all the Swiss-made timepieces, they are perfection. They are made to perfection. Rolex, it screams beauty in every single aspect, from the case to the face.
Incredible.
And
And I love the little GMT hand. It's subtle, gorgeous. And is it black and blue with a black dial, or is it a dark gray dial?
no, it's a black dial and a black and blue bezel.
Wow. It is perfect. Perfect weight. It's 40 mil?
Yeah, this is a 40 millimeter. So it's just the most standard size, and you can find it in a sport timepiece right nowadays.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so this is
That's
just
an
a beauty.
incredible piece. And what is the range of what something like that would?
These ones
Would go for?
they range for from 15,800 to 16,500. That's a price range from that.
That's a very, very fair price, because the market value, you can literally take this off your wrist and sell it instantly.
Correct. That again, timepieces are in high demand, and Rolex stands for being one of the most highly sought after. So that's why you buy it, and if you want to trade it for another one, you can always have the value on your wrist.
So this was my last question.
Sure.
Are we able to trade in our Swiss timepieces?
You can.
What types of timepieces do you consider for trade, so people aren't wasting your time? Clearly nothing quartz.
Non-quartz. No, we're micromechanic freaks. So we like anything that is automatic or manual wind. We're open now for taking trade-ins on Rolex, Audemars Piguet, and Patek Philippe. Any other brands, we need just to see if it's basically worth the deal for the seller, and just for us to come up into a good
Sure.
fair value as a trade-in.
So you would consider perhaps an Omega or Panerai
yes.
as a trade?
Yeah, absolutely. And any other brands, Omega, Panerai, Cartier. In fact, we're next month. Actually, we are already, but we're partnering with the Richmond Group, and that's tied to Cartier, Panerai, JLC, which is Jaeger-LeCoultre.
Yeah, beautiful watch.
Piaget.
The Reverso.
Yeah, those
That's
are
the
beautiful.
watch.
That's the watch. Again, what an incredible brand.
Yeah.
A lot of
An
history.
incredible story.
Yeah.
Those watches were designed for polo, so that the English wouldn't ruin their watches on the polo field, on the polo grounds. Very, very cool. And those are trading somewhere in the 15s up. Hard to get now.
Hard to get. There are some reverses that are really, really hard to get. We got a meeting actually with a society that we belong as for watchmakers with JLC, and they're hard to get. And
so will you become an official?
Yeah, we'll become an official.
Wow.
So that's
some big news for Utah. An official Jaeger.
So Richmond Group,
but most people won't know what that means.
Not know. Yeah.
Jaeger, Cartier,
Cartier, IWC, Piaget.
Oh, my favorites are coming and you're official. Oh, this is terrible. I need to make more money. You need to market harder. This is Utah Business Spotlight. Man, I'm Peter Anthony. I love this. Share this. Give Leo some love. Send people his way. Talk about your favorite watches. List it in the comments. What's your favorite watch? He's in Sandy, Utah, guys. Thank you.